sort of noise that they make. Mew is spelled as G-N-U, and it would be like if we were to call a cow a moo-moo. They have vertical stripes, or not necessarily stripes, but they look like stripes along their coats. Those are actually sweat stains. If you look on your left-hand side, you'll be able to see a large tan structure. These are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made by termites using saliva, mud, and dung. Dung, if you don't know what that word means, is another word for poop. Animals like elephants will use these termite mounds as scratching posts, and when worn down, prey species such as antelope will use them as lookout posts to look out for predators such as lions or cheetahs that might blend in really well with the tall savanna grass. It's not always easy to see them from straight on, so having a higher vantage point is sometimes a little bit more helpful. On your right-hand side, you'll be able to see a Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffe are a little bit different than the reticulated giraffe that you see on your spotting guide above you, in that they have messy or rough edges to their spots. I like to say that no two giraffe are the same, as each giraffe has its own unique spot pattern, similar to how we have our own unique fingerprints. In addition to their long necks, they also have long purple prehensile tongues that can grow up to about 18 inches in length, which is long enough to lick their own eyeballs with. They spend most of their days standing up straight. They even give birth standing up, which means that the babies have a 6-foot drop to the ground that kickstarts their hearts. A giraffe can run speeds up to about 35 miles an hour, but they usually just cruise along the savanna, going at about 10. It doesn't take them too much work to walk super fast, as they do have long legs. They are, in fact, the tallest land mammal in the world. On your right-hand side, you'll be able to see some smaller antelope. I like to say they look a little bit like a s'more because of their graham cracker colored top, their chocolate colored stripe, and their marshmallow colored belly. These are springbok. Springbok can spring up to about 6 feet in the air and 13 feet in front of them. They are one of the top 10 fastest mammals in the world, running speeds up to about 50 to 60 miles an hour, and they also are the mascot for South Africa. On your right-hand side, you'll be able to see some Patterson's eland. Eland are the largest antelope in the world. Patterson's eland can stand up to about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, which is about the same height that your armrests are off of the ground. The males have a really cute courting strategy for the females. They'll actually make her flower crowns to win her favor. Up ahead, we do have some broken down trees, which might be an indicator that we are heading closer to Pachyderm Point. A pachyderm, if you don't know what that word means, is another word for elephant. Some mandrills. Mandrills are the largest monkeys in the world. If you're wondering how I can tell that they are monkeys and not apes, that's because of their tails. Monkeys have tails, while apes like chimps, gorillas, and orangutans do not. If you look to your right-hand side, you'll be able to see some African elephants. African elephants, you can tell the difference between them and Asian elephant species because of their large ears. Their ears are very large and in the shape of the continent of Africa. They use those large ears to fan themselves when they are hot outside. Asian elephants will have a very less defined ear shape. And they also are a lot droopier, so they don't really use them to fan as well. They also have pink markings on their face and their trunks, whereas African elephants are just simply gray all over. In the African elephant species, both the male and the female elephants will have those long tusks, but in the Asian elephant species, only the males will have those tusks. Elephants are one of my favorite animals, as they are beautiful and extremely smart. Sadly, due to habitat loss, elephants have quickly begun to lose their population. Companies will oftentimes mine their land for a mineral called coltan. Coltan is found in your smart devices, and it's used to power and recharge them. Luckily, though, there is a way for you to help save elephants in the wild by simply donating any of your old smart devices. By donating your old smart devices, companies no longer have to mine for this coltan. Instead, they can just repurpose the ones that you donated. That way, it potentially saves an elephant's land and an elephant in the wild. On either side of us are some red clay pits. Red clay is oftentimes a great snack for elephants, as it gives them important vitamins and minerals such as sodium. They might not get in their normal everyday diet of plants. Elephants are herbivores, so they eat plants like leaves, trees, fruits, and vegetables. If you look to your right-hand side, you'll be able to see some tusk marks in the clay. Might be a sign that we will see some elephants up ahead. My favorite feature about an elephant is their long trunks. Their trunks can weigh up to about 400 pounds, and they have a prehensile tip that acts as a sort of finger. It helps them to grasp food off of the ground and high off the trees to pull into their mouths. Their mouths are a little bit too far from either to just reach up or down and grab them, so they have to utilize something else, which is those trunks. They also use those trunks to get sand, mud, and dirt to throw onto their back to act as a sort of sunscreen to protect their skin from the sunlight. Elephants are the largest land mammal in the world, which means they give birth to some of the largest babies in the world. Their calves can weigh up to about 260 pounds at birth. They also have the longest gestation period of any animal. Gestation is the time in which they are pregnant for. Pregnancies of an elephant will last up to about 22 months, which is just under 2 years. Elephants are an inherently matriarchal society, which means that the females or mothers run the group. When old enough, male elephants will be kicked out of the family herd in order to start their own bachelor herds. Another term for a group of elephants rather than a herd is a parade. Elephants are one of the only other mammals besides humans to have self-awareness, which means if you were to place a mirror in front of an elephant, they would be able to recognize themselves and know that that was them. On your left-hand side, you'll be able to see a group or a flamboyance of flamingo. These are greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the largest species of flamingo. They also are the lightest pink color of any flamingo species. They get that pink coloring from carotene and brine shrimp that they eat. When hatched, they are a grayish color, and it takes them about 2 years to grow those pink feathers. If you look in the middle of their legs, you'll see a knob. A lot of people think that those knobs are their knees, but those are actually their ankles. Their knees are a lot closer to their bodies. On your left-hand side is a mud wallow. Mud wallows are oftentimes great places for animals such as rhinos or warthogs to congregate, as they like to roll around in the mud and get it all over their bodies to act as a sort of sunscreen. Their skin is very sensitive and similar to an elephant skin, which is why they do need some sort of protection from the sun. Left-hand side, hanging out in the grass underneath the trees in the shade are some cheetahs. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammal in the world. They can reach speeds up to about 60 to 75 miles an hour, and they can reach that speed in just about 3 seconds. But they can only hold that speed for a couple of seconds, so they have to be super precise when catching their prey, as they aren't able to hold that speed for very long. A lot of people consider cheetahs to be one of the big cats like lions, tigers, jaguars, or leopards, but they are not big cats because they cannot roar. Their jaws are far too small. Up ahead, we do have a copy rock structure, which is home to some of the fiercest predators on the savannah. You might be able to see them on your left-hand side. These are some lions. Lions are what are the largest predators here on the savannah?
Females.
A group of lions is called a pride, and in a pride of lions, all of the females will do the hunting. They will hunt at night rather than the day, so they will spend most of their day asleep. They spend about 16 to 20 hours of their day sleeping. The females will do all of the hunting. Male will really never step in to help hunt unless there's a large prey animal that they are trying to catch, or they're competing with another pride of lions for that prey animal. On your right-hand side, laying down kind of in the dirt, is a bontebok. Bontebok numbers are so low in the wild that they are practically extinct from the wild, and you can really only find them on reserves like this one. In fact, there is a reserve in Africa that holds about 3,000 bontebok, which is probably the most you'll ever see in one place at one time. On your left, you'll be able to see that male lion again. If you're wondering how I can tell that it's a male lion and not a female, that's because he has that mane. That mane acts as another layer of protection. It's a little bit too thick to bite through, so if he's competing with other male lions over females or territory, he will be protected around his neck. On your left-hand side, hanging down by some logs, and underneath the trees are some warthogs. Warthogs are one of the largest burrowing mammals in the world. They build those burrows with their hooves, their noses, and their tusks. They also are extremely territorial, which is very ironic, as they do like to steal their burrows from other animals. If you look to your left-hand side, you'll see some ostriches. Ostriches are the largest birds in the animal kingdom. They also lay some of the largest eggs of any bird species. On your right-hand side, you'll be able to see a white rhino. White rhino are a little bit different than other species of rhino in that they are a lot more social. They like to hang out in their herds or crashes. They get a lot bigger. They get about 5,000 pounds, and they have a wide mouth. White is actually a mispronunciation of the word wide, which is how they get their name. Rhinos have really bad eyesight, but they have amazing sense of hearing, so that means they can basically turn their ears almost 360 degrees around to hear what's coming around them. They don't have any natural predators. Their only predators, unfortunately, are humans. Humans will oftentimes poach them for their horns, which are made of keratin, which is the same thing that your fingernails and hair is made out of. It's extremely sad that they are poached for their horns, as they do not contain any special powers or abilities. As we exit the reserve, we're going to be coming up on the warden's house. Here, the warden likes to farm a multitude of crops, including Nigerian dwarf goats. Nigerian dwarf goats produce a sweet milk that the farmer is able to sell for profit. It helps to grow the local economy and sustain the community. If you look to your left-hand side, you'll be able to see a yellow triangular prism. That is a beehive fence. Did you know that elephants are afraid of bees? It's true, elephants don't like the sting on their sensitive skin, and they don't like the sound that bees make too much. Sadly, due to habitat loss, elephants have begun to encroach on farmers' lands, eating and destroying their crops, which has in turn caused farmers to hunt elephants. Luckily, a partnership between Disney's Animal Kingdom and the Elephants and Bees Project has been able to place thousands of beehive fences around farmers' land to protect not only the farmers and their crops, but to protect elephants as well. It also offers the farmers with another source of